Hip-hop's most iconic power couple just blew up. Remy Ma and Papoose, two people who built their whole public image around being the real definition of black love. Through prison sentences, through industry beef, through everything, these two stood together. And now, the internet is on fire, because what just came out makes everything people thought they knew about this relationship look completely different. We're talking about a cheating scandal, a knockout, a leaked voice note, and a pawn shop receipt for a missing Cartier bracelet, all in one weekend. And the details? They are wild from start to finish. Today we are breaking down everything that went down, how it started, what Papoose did when he found out, what Remy said on that voice note, and what this whole situation really says about love, loyalty, and the streets. Let's get into it. To understand why this situation exploded the way it did, you have to know the backstory. For the past 2 years, there have been rumors floating around that Remy Ma was involved with a battle rapper. Not confirmed, not proven, just street talk that kept coming back no matter how many times people tried to dismiss it. Then things shifted. Papoose started publicly going out with someone named Clarissa. And that move changed the whole energy of the situation, because now it wasn't just rumors anymore. It was out in the open. Clarissa went on The Breakfast Club, and what she said there is what lit the match that started this whole fire.
Yeah, I heard of that.
And that's been confirmed now that Pap is going out with Clarissa. What happened was this. Clarissa went on The Breakfast Club, and basically, to me, she didn't diss Remy, my personal opinion. I can't tell Remy how to feel. But she's like, you know, females are a little emotional, but you know, Clarissa talked crazy. She wasn't talk crazy. And Remy just went off on Pap after that, saying he ain't see the kid. And
Clarissa went in The Breakfast Club, and basically to me, she didn't diss Remy. My personal opinion, I can't tell Remy how to feel. But she was like, you know, females are a little emotional. And Remy just went off on Pap after that, saying he ain't see the kid, and this, that, and the third, and pawn shop receipts. So Clarissa goes on Breakfast Club, says something that Remy takes as a diss, and from that point, everything unravels fast. Remy goes off on Papoose publicly, starts bringing up that he hasn't been seeing their kid. Then she pulls out a pawn shop receipt, claiming her Cartier bracelet went missing.
All because of some paper. Shit is messy all weekend. Remy pulling out pawn shop receipt, talking about her Cartier bracelet is missing. Pap talking about he knocked the nigga out that she dating. This has been a mess all weekend. You know why? Because of this piece of paper.
Remy pulling out pawn shop receipt, talking about her Cartier bracelet is missing. Pap talking about he knocked the door out that she's dating. This been a mess all weekend. A Cartier bracelet, a pawn shop receipt, a baby not being seen. All of this coming out at the same time on social media for the whole world to watch in real time. Hip-hop Twitter could not look away, and it was only just getting started. Now here is where the story goes to a completely different level. Papoose found out that the man Remy was allegedly involved with, the battle rapper, had actually come up to Papoose personally and given him a handshake, a pound, like everything was normal, like they were cool. And Papoose did not know at the time that this man had been sleeping with his wife. Let that sit for a second. The man who was allegedly involved with Remy Ma walked up to her husband and shook his hand, looked him in the eyes, acted like everything was fine. When Papoose found out the truth, he had one response, and it was not a conversation.
Credit for even trying it. And like I said, I have no dog in the race. They both my friends, both of them. But Remy told Pap, so Pap knocked the nigga out. Pap saying that homeboy came, gave him a 5 after he's fucking his wife, and he didn't know he was fucking her. So Pap's attitude is, you don't shake no nigga that had sex with your wife. So he's like, basically.
Remy told Pap, so Pap knocked the out. Pap saying that homeboy came, gave him a 5 after he's his wife, and he didn't know he's her. So Pap's attitude is, you don't shake no that had sex with your wife. So he's like, basically, whenever I see him, I'm knocking him out. Papoose's position was simple, and it was clear. You do not shake the hand of a man who slept with your wife. You do not give him a pound and act like you are cool. And if you do, there are consequences. So Papoose knocked him out. Now the streets are split on this. Some people are riding with Papoose completely, saying any man in that situation would have done the same thing. The disrespect of coming up and shaking his hand after all of that alone deserved a reaction. Other people are pointing the finger at Remy, saying she put Papoose in that situation in the first place. That if the allegations are true, she is the one who brought all of this chaos into their home. But here is where the story takes the twist that nobody saw coming. Papoose went live, talked for about an hour, and then he did something that nobody expected. He played a voice note, a recording of Remy Ma's own voice. And what she said on that recording is what made the entire internet stop scrolling and pay full attention. Because on that voice note, Remy was not denying the relationship. She was not defending herself against the cheating allegations. She was reacting to Papoose knocking the man out. And her reaction, it was not what anyone expected from someone in her position.
And then Remy called him, I guess it's a Remy event, Remy called and said, yo, now you wild out. Now I got to be with the nigga so he don't press charges and do all the wild shit. Now I can't even curve the nigga. I was just about to curve him. Now I got to make sure he good cause you wildin'. And I'm like,
Remy a nigga, yeah. Remy playing uptown games with niggas, yeah.
Remy called him. I guess it's a Remy event. Remy called and said, yo, now you wowed out. Now I gotta be with the so he don't press charges and do all the wow. Now I can't even curve I was just about to curve him. Now I gotta make sure he good, cause you wing. Read that back slowly. Remy is saying, I was just about to stop dealing with this man. I was literally about to cut him off. But now that Papoose knocked him out, I have to stay close to him to make sure he does not press charges. That is the voice note. That is what Papoose played for the world to hear. And the reaction online was immediate, because that voice note is not the response of someone who was completely innocent. That voice note is the response of someone who was actively involved and is now trying to manage the situation from multiple angles at the same time.
Yeah.
But you hear her, and he played the voice note, so it was crazy how passionate she was about it. She's basically like, nah, nigga, come on now. Now you gonna do that? When I was just about to stop fucking with the nigga, now I gotta make sure we good, so I gotta stay next to the nigga. And I'm like, you going for that? So I'm like, all right, if you wanna go for that, good.
You hear her, and he played the voice note. So it was crazy how passionate she was about it. She was basically like, nah, come on now. Now you going to do that when I was just about to stop with now I gotta make sure we good. So I gotta stay next to the nigga. She has to stay next to the man her husband just knocked out to protect him from pressing charges against her own husband. That is the situation Remy Ma put herself in. And Papoose put her voice, her own words out there for everyone to hear exactly what she said. The internet was not ready for that level of messiness from two people who spent years presenting themselves as the gold standard of hip-hop love. Now, here is something that needs to be said about Remy's strategy in all of this. Because she did not just sit back quietly when everything started coming out. She went on the offensive. She brought up Papoose not seeing their kid. She pulled out that pawn shop receipt about the missing Cartier bracelet. She tried to redirect the conversation away from the cheating allegations and toward Papoose's behavior as a father and a husband. And the person breaking down the situation gave Remy credit for the attempt.
You know what was the illest joint for me out this? Like I said, we can't catch up all on the show. But last thing I'll say was, Pat played the voice recordings of Remy. And this was trying to be one of the most gaffles I ever heard. Shout out to Remy for even trying it.
You know what was the illest joint for me out of this? I give Remy credit for even trying it. Shout out to Remy for even trying it. Shout out to Remy for even trying it. That line is everything. Because what Remy attempted to do was classic deflection. When you are caught in something, you pivot. You bring up something else. You shift the focus. You make the conversation about the other person's behavior instead of your own. And for a moment, it worked. People started talking about the kid situation. People started talking about the bracelet. The internet was distracted. But then Papoose played that voice note, and suddenly none of the deflection mattered anymore, because Remy's own voice told the story that she was trying to avoid telling. You cannot deflect from your own words when your husband has the recording and plays it for the world. That is what made this situation so different from a regular celebrity breakup drama. There was actual audio evidence. There were receipts in the most literal sense of the word. A pawn shop receipt for the bracelet and a voice recording of Remy's own words. And when you have that kind of evidence sitting right there, strategy and deflection and media management go completely out the window. Now let's zoom out for a second, because this situation connects to something bigger that was being discussed in the same conversation. Prenups, protection, paperwork, and what happens when love goes wrong.
Goes back to how we get here over love, right?
Yeah. Sign the prenup.
Oh, gosh.
Get the prenup, man.
Yeah.
This goes back to how we get here over love, right? Sign the prenup. Get the prenup, man. That one line landed different after everything that just came out about Remy and Papoose. Because this is exactly the kind of situation that financial and legal protection is designed for. When you are in the middle of that kind of love, the kind that Remy and Papoose showed the world for years, you cannot imagine needing protection from each other. You cannot imagine voice notes and knockouts and pawn shop receipts becoming part of your public story. But that is exactly what happened. And the bigger conversation happening here is about what the streets do not teach people about protecting themselves. Nobody sat Papoose down before his marriage and said, here is what happens legally if things go wrong. Nobody sat Remy down and explained what the consequences look like when your private situation becomes public evidence.
That's going to feel like that's going to sustain your marriage. I don't even think it's down to a trust thing. I think you do have to protect yourself and your assets and what you worked for.
No matter what.
Man or woman, I don't care.
It just seemed like no matter how much people are in love, when the love goes south, niggas just be niggas, man. That's what it just seemed like, no matter how much love they supposedly have.
It just seemed like no matter how much people are in love, when the love goes south, just be man. That's what it just seemed like. No matter how much love they supposedly have. I think you could tell a lot about people when things go wrong, how you handle it. You can tell a lot about people when things go wrong and how they handle it. Papoose handled it the way the streets handle it. Direct, physical, immediate. Remy handled it the way someone handles it when they are caught between two situations at the same time, trying to protect everyone and ending up protecting nobody, including herself. And the internet watched all of it happen in real time across one single weekend. Here is what makes the Remy Ma and Papoose situation hit so differently than a regular celebrity breakup. These two were not just a couple, they were a symbol. They were the couple that hip-hop pointed to when people said real love does not exist in this industry. Remy did years in prison. Papoose held it down. He showed up. He stayed loyal. He did not run when things got hard. And that story, that real documented story of loyalty and love through the hardest circumstances, is what made people invest in them emotionally. When you invest that much emotion into watching two people be the example, the fall hits different. It does not just feel like a celebrity drama, it feels like something personal got broken.
Look at Remy and Pat. Shit going crazy all weekend over that, man. Shit, wow, my niggas. All because of this piece of paper. They was black love. Now, I'm not taking nobody's side. Remy's my friend and Pap's my friend. I don't have a side in this. All because of some paper. Shit is messy all weekend. Remy pulling out pawn shop receipt, talking about her Cartier bracelet is missing. Pat...
Look at Remy and Pap going crazy all weekend over that man. Wow, all because of this piece of paper. They was black love. Now, I'm not taking nobody's side. Remy's my friend and Pap's my friend. I don't have a side in this. All because of some paper. All because of some paper. Whether that paper is a marriage certificate, a pawn shop receipt, a voice note recording, or a prenuptial agreement paper is at the center of all of it. The marriage paper that made them official, the pawn shop paper that Remy used as evidence, the voice note that Papoose played as his evidence, and the prenup paper that maybe if they had it could have given both of them a cleaner path through this situation instead of a public explosion. Hip-hop has always had complicated love stories, but very few have come apart this publicly, this messily, and with this much audio and paper evidence sitting right in the middle of it. Remy Ma and Papoose represented something real to a lot of people in hip-hop, and right now, that representation is sitting in the middle of a knockout, a leaked voice note, a missing Cartier bracelet, and a pawn shop receipt. What happens next for these two, nobody knows. Situations like this have gone both ways in the past. Some couples fall apart completely and never recover publicly or privately. Some couples go quiet, work through it privately, and come back stronger. But one thing is clear right now. The voice note is out there, the knockout happened, and the internet saw all of it. Drop in the comments, are you Team Papoose, Team Remy, or do you think this whole situation is more complicated than picking a side? And do you think they can come back from this? Like and subscribe, because this story is not over yet.